the way this show opened, SPD, when you see OC versus Matt Hardy, and let's jump right in, because it's obviously Orange Cassidy. He somehow ended up on Team Crayfish as a heel. He somehow ended up, and Orange Cassidy as a heel would be very interesting, folks. But Orange Cassidy is the rising star, the homegrown, the beloved superstar at AEW. But guys, we talked about it ever since last night, SPD. Matt Hardy looked rejuvenated last night, and obviously he busted his nose up pretty good in that match, but this was a really great version of Matt Hardy that we got to see last night. I thought that he was on fire from the minute Dynamite started. Big Money Matt, even pulling the dollar bills out the pockets.
That was so funny.
How good does it get? I mean, to me...
I thought that was hilarious. Yeah. Sorry if I had any connection issues, but I was going to say that dollar bill pulling out of his pockets, I think it was absolutely hilarious. But, the commentator team did a great job of hyping this up. I had no idea. Hardy is 10-2 in his last 12. OC is 11-1 in his last 12. Like, these are two top guys, essentially that are in terms of ranking wise. And so the matchup is there for sure. And definitely Hardy is maybe changing his diet or something, but he looks younger, and maybe it's that the compound, that the compound juice that he's drinking, but he looked great in ring. I love the crowd battle back and forth between the cheers and the deletes, right, to kick things off to get the crowd going. I thought that was pretty comical with the kicks and then the deletes, the back and forth. I really love that. And then when he did pull that money out of his pockets and Orange Cassidy picked up $100 bills, then later in the match we saw Matt Hardy get that money back out of Orange Cassidy's pockets. I thought that was pretty comical as well. But yeah, Matt Hardy definitely looks good shape, and it was unfortunate way near the end where it looks like he did break his nose, that little high spot where OC kind of landed on his face. And so hopefully he's all right, but we did see some stuff on his promo later online and stuff. But I think this was a nice even pace match. This looks like it's going to continue as we see next week. Jack Evans going toe to toe with Orange Cassidy again. To piggyback on your comment about in our intro, I think they're getting
is excited about a little Jack Evans. Come on, man. You can't just name drop Jack Evans and roll past it. I get to see.
No, I was going to say, I think they're getting all these guys on these cards. So they're getting all these names on the cards because they're not going to be on All Out, essentially, I think. So we're getting, usually you want to go full throttle leading into the pay-per-view, but now that the card is set and the landscape has been changed, I feel like they're going to be throwing, as we see next week, FTR and Santana Ortiz going head-to-head. Unfortunately, I don't think they're going to be on the card at All Out, but this is going to be maybe a main event spot that they deserve. And so that's why we're seeing Orange Cassidy, which is always in the mix of top baby faces in the company. And just right now, the programming isn't fitting on the All Out card, sadly. So this feud with HFO that it's going to keep stretching out to kind of go through, it's fun. It works perfect. And I've said it before, OC works so much better with the crowd. And Matt Hardy works great with the crowd too to get some awesome heat.
Yeah, Matt Hardy is, and JR, he even had to correct himself at one point during the match because he was like, man, I've mentioned that Matt Hardy's a veteran probably like 16 times already. But that's the truth. Matt Hardy has been in the industry for 28 years. JR said it, and that's one of the things that people forget about what JR can do. The commentators at AEW really shine, man. I love all the commentators and what they bring in their own unique way. JR being able to say, man, Matt Hardy's still a kid to me. I got to sign him. He's been in the business for 28 years, and I got to sign him when he first broke in. That's a kind of a cool moment, and it showed tonight. Matt Hardy, I got to say, man, the entertainment factor between Hardy and OC worked. Matt knew how to play the heel vibe really well. He was really into it. Orange Cassidy, like you said from the beginning, SPD, you've been saying it from day one, the best friends really work when they have a live crowd. Orange Cassidy is one of those characters that he just doesn't hit the same way when he doesn't have a crowd to react to his kicks. And those kicks were so fun at the beginning of that match. I enjoyed the back and forth that these guys had. It felt like Matt Hardy was really focused on Dynamite. I mean, the way he targeted Orange Cassidy's backs, the clubbing backs, blows to the back that he gave, and honestly, the Splash Mountain, where he had Orange Cassidy up in that razor's edge position for it felt like a minute, just holding OC up and then dropping him on his back emphatically. Really great stuff by Matt Hardy. And again, Orange Cassidy coming off the top, busting open Matt Hardy's nose, and for Matt to push through like he did with a broken nose.
Yeah, that was about halfway through the match.
Oh, my God. And Matt kept going. I don't know if you've ever had your nose broken, but that's not fun.